What's up everyone, it's Ben from the Vinyl Jukebox and I'm back with another album review video. This time we're taking a look at the new studio album from the Black Keys, Ohioplayers. Before we get started, please be sure to leave a like and comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Alright, so I wanted to start off with a little bit of background information about the album. So this is the Black Keys' 12th studio album and it was released on Easy Eye Sound, which is danauerbach's label, as well as Nonsuch Records, which is owned by Warner Brothers. And this is the 4th studio album after a 5-year hiatus that the Black Keys took and ended in 2019. And they released a few really great albums, some of the best of their career in this time after the hiatus. They released Let's Rock, which I have over here, in 2019, which this is one of my favorite Black Keys albums, I have to say. And they also released Delta Cream in 2021, which is also one of my favorite Black Keys albums, but for different reasons. This one is a blues covers album, and I think that they do these covers really well. Just great album artwork and everything. I love that album. They also released Dropout Boogie in 2023, and that one I don't have a physical copy of, but that one was pretty good. I didn't like it as much as Let's Rock, but still a really good album. So this album was recorded in January of 2022 to June of 2023, so it took them a little over a year to record, and I was a little surprised to see that they recorded this album in several different places. Nashville, England, and then a few places in California as well. So who played on this album? Well, of course you have to have the two, danauerbach on guitar and Patrick-Carney on drums. They also play a few other instruments as well. But also I was surprised to see that 22 other musicians played on this album. So yeah, a lot for the Black Keys. That included Beck, Noel Gallagher from Oasis, of course, and a lot more, including 2 rappers, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I do want to start off by saying that I absolutely love this album artwork. The whole vintage bowling vibe that they were going for. Here's the back cover. So why don't we just start by going through the album packaging itself. So let's look at the record. So I decided to just go for the plain black vinyl. Here we go. And I got this one from Amazon, and I have to say my first disappointment was the record came pretty warped. So they did send me another copy. Haven't opened this one yet. I'm hoping this one's not warped. I'm gonna send this one back. But I love the label on this one. It has a, if you guys can see, a kind of like a vintage bowling scorecard there. So really cool stuff. I love the aesthetic of this album. That's probably, honestly, not to give too much away, that's probably my favorite part of this album is the artwork. I thought it was really cool. It also included a lyric sheet and information about the songs. Actually, not really, no, not lyrics, but just information about the songs, musicians on the tracks. Really cool artwork, and it's kind of like a poster style information sheet. On the other side you have them bowling. Really cool. I love this artwork. I love the whole aesthetic of the album. I think that it's one of their best, probably honestly my favorite album cover from them and favorite album artwork. And I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but the bowling ball itself has a little bit of a gloss to it. And I know I saw an interview recently where Dan was talking about how this album artwork was inspired from a photograph that the two had seen and they really liked, but I don't think they were able to get permission for the photograph. So they had to recreate the image themselves, which is really cool, really well done. I'd love to find the original artwork. That would be cool to see. But you guys could see Ohioplayers up there and the classic Easy Eye Sound logo in the corner. So the album itself is 14 tracks and it runs at about 44 minutes and 4 seconds. And so running through the tracks, the album starts off with This Is Nowhere, which has a really heavy bass groove to start the song. It's probably one of my favorite songs off of the whole album. It was the 3rd single to come out off the album, and just a really great, cool way to start off the album. Love that song from them. You don't really hear a bass groove starting out a Black Keys song, or you don't think of them as a bass heavy band, so really cool way to start off. Next up was Don't Let Me Go. Very R&B, funky vibe, funky guitar, big chorus though. One thing that this album has throughout is really big choruses. Third song on the album, Beautiful People Stay High. This was the lead single from the album. This is really what got me hooked and had me pre-ordering the album right away. Classic Black Keys sound, really big chorus, cool guitar riffs and everything, that group vocal chorus that they do so well. Really good stuff from them. Next song, On the Game, a bit of a mid-tempo ballad type song, slows the album down, I thought, after some momentum. Noel Gallagher makes an appearance on backing vocals and guitar, but honestly, I didn't find this track very memorable at all. Next up on the album, Only Love Matters, number 5 on the album. Picks the album up a little bit, catchy, groovy guitar riff. Another Black Keys kind of classic song, very catchy chorus. Next song really threw me off. Song number 6, Candy and Her Friends. This is where the album, I have to say, gets a little weird. Trippy guitar riffs, which is cool. Funky drum riff, I'm all about it. But at the time of the bridge, about 3/4 of the way through the song, we get a random rap part from Lil Noid, and you get like the background programming and everything. Doesn't fit at all with the vibe of the song. I thought it really threw me off as I was listening to it, and I really think that it kind of stops the album dead in its tracks, and really doesn't. I felt like it didn't fit in that song. Next up, I Forgot to Be Your Lover. This is the last song on side 1, and this is a cover of a William Bell song. I'd never heard of the original, but a soul-tinged ballad, nice soft way to end the first side. Next side starts off with Please Me Till I'm Satisfied. This is song number 8 on the album, and really picks up side 2. One of the most guitar heavy tracks on the album, I have to say. Back to that vintage Black Keys sound. They kind of go in and out of that sound throughout the album, I felt. Kind of like a Bo Diddley-esque guitar shuffle, I thought. Next song on the album, number 9, You'll Pay. This is kind of a 60s psychedelic sound and guitar riff to it, guitar solo riff. Very 60s psychedelic, I thought. Song number 10, Paper Crown. Beck takes the verse vocals on this song, so kind of cool to have Beck involved. I think that his voice works really well with the Black Keys. I know he worked with Cage the Elephant, and that worked really well as well. But again, on this song, we get another little rap interlude, this time from Juicy J. This one wasn't as puzzling as the first. I felt like it worked a little better than the first song, Candy and Her Friends, but still, what are we doing, Black Keys? I don't get it. I don't get it. Doesn't fit. Next up, Live Till I Die. Heavy guitar riff. Finally, this is what we were looking for, Black Keys. Verse phrasing reminds me a bit of Cinnamon Girl from Neil Young. One of my favorite songs on the album. It is really an awesome song. Just what you want to hear from the Black Keys, that heavy guitar riff, vintage Keys sound. Read 'Em and Weep is song number 12. This is kind of like a secret agent type song. I thought kind of like a James Bond vibe to it. Bit of a surf rock sound, very 60s sounding. I like it. Not my favorite, not the most memorable, but I could dig it. Fever Tree, number 13. This is a big chorus, and here come the guitars again, and I love the lyrics to this one. I just wanted to read this one. This verse was awesome. You got the hammer, you got the nails, I'm just a prisoner, you say that I'm free. Just really cool lyrics. Definitely check out, read the lyrics over for that one. Really cool stuff from Dan. And then last on the album, rounding it all out, number 14, Every Time You Leave. This is the last song. Very poppy, catchy chorus, very produced, as is a lot of the album. So my bottom line for Ohioplayers, the new Black Keys album, it has some really cool songs on it, really good songs that I could definitely see hanging out in my playlist for 2024. But I do have to say this album felt very underwhelming. Based on the singles that I heard before this album came out, I expected it to be a little bit different than it actually was, a little more of a classic Black Keys sound. And at times I felt like it was a bit too overproduced. They were trying a bit too hard, especially with these rap parts, which I found very unnecessary and confusing. And to be honest, I felt like the album shined most when they stuck to the sound that made them who they are. And I'd love to see a more stripped down approach next time for the next album, a more just Patrick and Dan just jamming, doing what they do best. That's really what I'd love to see. All right, there you have it, everybody. That was my review of the new Black Keys album, Ohio Players. But let me know in the comments below, what do you think? This was just my opinion, so I want to hear what you guys think. Did you love the album? Did you hate it? Were you indifferent about it? Let me know in the comments below. All right, everyone, as always, don't forget to leave a like and comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, share the video, all that good stuff. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.